Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
Hello, everyone, and I'm Rosetta over here.
Power girl.
Flower power. Very good. I'm so happy.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. Can you see we're really happy this week, right?
Yes.
And we're not together like we were last week, but we're still coming to you together, and we're
Yes.
really happy. And we're gonna, before we get going, as usual, I want to thank everyone. If you're returning to our chat, thank you so much for the support. If you're new to our chat, we'd love for you to hit that thumb icon below this video to show that you like our videos. We'd love it if you were to subscribe to our channel. And if you don't want to miss any of our videos once they get uploaded, hit that bell notification. Where's my bell? Ding-a-ling-ling-ling. You hear that? That's our bell, right? To notify you. Watch our videos. It's been uploaded. All right. Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm going to talk about the tea I'm drinking. And for those of you returning, you probably know, but those that don't, this is a good one. And I've had it before. It is a herbal tea, and it's called Don't Worry, Be Happy. And the ingredients are chamomile, peppermint leaves, and licorice root. And just to let everyone know, if you're new, I'm a licorice girl. I love anything with licorice in it. So it's licorice. And I have my tea steeper here. Going to show you it. So I steep my tea in this little gadget here. Can you see that?
Yes.
You can see the liquid. Then what I do is I put it over a cup, and the water is going to drain. So I've steeped my tea. See it going.
Magic.
And magic, it's gone. It's all in my teacup. Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers. And now Gloria's time to tell you what she's drinking, what tea she's having.
Yeah. Today, I'm going back to one of my favorite standbys. It is Radiant Beauty. Okay, there we go.
There you go. You can see the blueberries.
Yes. Blueberries, elderberries.
Radiant Beauty.
Come on, I know you'll show it. There we go. Radiant Beauty. Ta-da!
Anyway,
Ta-da!
it says Radiant Beauty.
Yes. It is, the ingredients are aloe vera, acelera, rosehip, elderberries, and of course, blueberries. We love us some blueberries. Where is my little, because I think, yes. So there are two versions of the ingredients, and I read you the high level big ones. But if I go to the ingredient list, it is hibiscus apple, natural blueberry, orange peel, rosehip, elderberries, acelera juice granules, licorice root for my girl, and aloe vera juice concentrate, and once again, blueberries. So lots and lots of blueberries for lots and lots of radiance. Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, last week it was hot. I mean, hot. And this week, a warm cup of tea is just perfect because it's cold outside. And it's going to be hot again by Saturday. So we are living in unusual times, let me tell you.
Not too bad where I am in Campbell. I think the weather is like 80 degrees here.
We're just barely 76 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little nippy. So we always like to kick our shows off with Ellen. Ellen and her crew are off on vacation. I don't know if it's a little mini vacation and they'll be back to do more of season 18, or if they're done and it's a wrap. I'm sure we'll find out more. Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another. And in 2020, during the pandemic outbreaks, she wanted us all to listen to one another. And, you know, if we can just be kind and listen, everything will be fabulous, fabulous. So we're going to kick off our first topic of our discussion today, The Bachelorette.
Woohoo, The Bachelorette. Oh my goodness. This season has been a whirlwind. It's been amazing. It's gone by so quickly. What is it? Is it episode 7 or episodes? Oh my goodness.
Just all I know is there are 2 weeks to hometown visits. So
okay. It's been full of ups and downs and emotions, and me and Gloria love Katie, and I'm going to give you my feedback on what I thought for this week. I loved it. She down to seven young men, and she did away with a couple of them. Hunter, that was Gloria's pick for leaving last week, and she got her wish because he left.
He's gone.
He's gone. He got the boot finally. And then Connor B, I was kind of upset, but I can understand why, because she didn't get that spark, and you've got to have that spark. She loved him as a friend.
If you can't kiss, you're in trouble. And when he came out of the limo in the cat, remember? Yes. She told Tasha and Caitlin immediately. She goes, I really like him, but not so much the kiss. So if you know, pay attention, dudes. If you're kissing a woman and she's pulling back, it's not a good kiss.
Well, wasn't he the one that was grabbing her head? Is he the one?
I think he was. Well, it was the whole thing because he had the cat costume on.
The cat costume on, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't mind the cat costume, but if there's no spark when you're kissing, forget about it, men.
Yeah.
You got to know how to kiss, and it's more than just having a connection just by talking and doing activities. You got to have that connection. So Connor's gone, Hunter's gone. What about that one-to-one with Justin? Oh my goodness, what did you think?
Wow, I was like, I was speechless at certain times. I mean, how do you go back and be with the other guys when you just went through a wedding in a wedding dress with the cake? I mean, the way there were so many aha moments. She felt so comfortable with him, smearing cake all over his face. I love the fact that this episode, they brought in the drag queens, and the queens were like, you know, you got to bring it. You got to bring it, you know, and they would say something and he goes, this is not a nicey party. You've got to bring it. And when they went away and the queen told him, she says, you know, I want you to sit and think about, you know, you can't just do the traditional whatever. This has to be on point because you only get one chance at this. And if you don't give her something that she's not expecting, it's just going to fall flat. And I love his vows. I had no idea that Katie had gone through that situation with her birth father and the father that raised her and all of that. It's pretty traumatic when you're going down that aisle. You wanted to be your dad. So I felt for her, and I thought that I really liked him. I really liked the whole date. I thought it was just so sweet.
I really liked the part where after the dinner, they went into the other room, and I don't know who the singer was, Max or someone. I've never heard of him, but he sung that song. I love that song. It was perfect. Yeah. And the fact that they were just there, and I liked that one part where she was with her back to him and he was holding her in front of him, and then he gave her that kiss on the neck. Yes. I thought that was really nice. So guys, if you're watching, that's what women like. It felt very authentic, sincere. And I was like, this is a different Justin, because have you noticed, I'm going to start laughing here, because in the previous episodes that we've seen him, all we've ever seen is, well, obviously they show things that they want you to see for the ratings, right? Right. And they kept showing him doing all this googly eye stuff, like doing this and and being up. I wasn't sure what he was doing. His eyes were all googly all over the place. But when he went on that one-on-one date, everything changed. And I'm like, this guy is a front runner in
Yeah.
my eyes. And
Yes.
again, Katie, this is not the first time she said this to Greg, but she thinks that Greg is holding back.
Yes.
Don't you think? He's not, but she keeps thinking that he's holding back. He's
Yeah.
not being his authentic self. There's something that he's not, I don't know why he can't fully express himself or fully open up to her, but there's something.
Right.
So Greg, you were my front runner before, but I'm hesitant because of this, she may not pick you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, the way Justin just took care of her and the kiss on the neck. I mean, he was just so sweet. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
But
Now,
what
do you
about,
think go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Okay. So what do you think about, I think his name is Trey. He's the one that's always, instead of him being about Katie, he's about what everybody else is doing. And I think he's going to get sent home soon if he doesn't start paying attention to her and stop worrying about he said, he did, he.
I don't think I find him quite different, and I'm not hating on him because there was, I think it was the end of this episode, right. He said, I'm Trey, and I think that Katie wants us to be upfront and honest. Right. And he's actually bringing to her attention things that are happening in the house. And she says she wants honesty. So I think she appreciates that. The one downfall he's made is not, ever since he mentioned it at the very beginning, he should have continued his pursuit for her. He kind of took a back seat, and all the other men are in the running for her. And that one last thing when he was interviewed, I'm like, you go for it, Trey, because he is who he is. And he says he's not there to, I don't know. I just felt he did this whole speech about, I'm not there to judge other people. I'm there for Katie and to tell it like it is and to just be me. I'm doing me, and I don't regret how I acted within the house. I think he's upfront and honest. I think he's a sincere, honest guy. I keep saying that honest because I think he is honest. And all he wants is the right things done for Katie. I think, in my opinion, I think he's looking out for her. He just hasn't been as much up in the front as he would like to be, like the other men have been.
Right. But and the other guys are kissing her. They're showing their affection. I've never seen him, most of the time with her, he's explaining what's going on in the house. And I think what I'm trying to say is I like him. I think he's a good man. He just needs to stop worrying about all of that and focus on Katie and put his attention on her. Yes. And I think he would last longer. In one of the previews, I think Greg is wearing a white shirt and it shows him like walking, and she goes, I could have sent my Mr. Right home. So it's not a foregone conclusion that just because she likes you, you're going to stay. It's an every day, every week situation.
And she's down to the final few men. So she's saying, I'm here. There's no playing around. These people that I've kept, these men I've kept, there is one of you are going to be my husband. So there's no chance for her to give anyone a second chance. Right? This is it, right? You're not here to try and win me over anymore, right? Because I've already made up my mind out of you 7 or 6 men who I like. And she's very, very direct and straightforward, and I love that about her. So I want to see more of Trey and how he's still there in the house, so he's not completely out. But I like him. I like his authenticity, his kindness, and what he's there for. But you're right, Gloria. He went a bit overboard about worrying about what other men are doing and how they may affect her and not be sincere for her. So he needs to worry about himself now and how he's going to get in the running to be going to hometowns. That's what he needs to do. So, so it's just really like this season has been really, I love this season. It's like one of my one of my best seasons so far.
Yes, I love it. And they also started showing in outside conversations on other talk shows that Matt James and Rachel are back together, outwardly dating. People still don't know, what did she do? You know, how did she shift so that they're now back to dating? So we're going to check into that, and we'll let you know what we find out next week.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Matt James and Rachel next week.
Yes. So let's talk about some things that we both enjoy. Let's talk about American Got Talent. What do you think? What do you think?
I love it. I love it. There's some been really good golden buzzers this season. And
Yes.
I really liked, I have to make a correction. Last week I said Violet or someone, her name is Victory. So I made a mistake on that. So I want to clarify, it's Victory. And she deserved the golden buzzer. I love the fact that they all went up there and pressed the golden buzzer together. She's very deserving of it. I've seen some really good acts and I'm just enjoying it. I really am. There's some not so good ones, but this season there've been more good than, good golden buzzer ones. So which ones have been your favorites?
My favorite, there's a young lady, her name is Jane, and she was known as, her nickname was Nightbird. And they asked her, you know, how she's, you know, like, how's things going? And she's like, you know, it's okay. And, you know, Howie has been showing his firm side this year, you know, where everybody else is like, you know, oh, you're wonderful. Maybe you need to practice. Howie's like, nah, I've seen it 100 times. I'm not buying it. So this young lady is talking to Howie, and he's like, so, you know, what do you normally do? And she said that, you know, she's been kind of busy because she's been battling cancer. She's got a cute little haircut. She has the most beautiful smile. And so he asked her, how's she doing? And he goes, are you okay? And she goes, I'm okay. She says, the cancer is in my, I think she says it's like her kidneys, her liver, her lungs. So she's not okay. And, you know, so you're caught up in the moment. And then she opens her mouth and she sings, I'm okay. She makes the song reflective of what she's going through. So she talks about her experience. And she talks about, even though she has a 2% chance of survival, she goes, it's better than nothing. And I have watched Simon Cowell on, what is that show?
American Idol.
American Idol. I've watched him on this show. I've seen him on the European version of this show. And Simon can be brutal. I think we got a new Simon once he fell and almost, you know, became paralyzed for the rest of his life on his bike. And being stuck at home and spending time with his child, we're seeing a different Simon Cowell. So Simon says, you know, and you can tell he's emotional. And I'm like, Simon's never emotional. He takes a sip of his drink and he tells Jane, he says, you know, he says, I'm not going to give you your first yes. And he leans over, he goes, I'm going to give you something better. And he gives her the golden buzzer. My prayer is that she will be okay and she will make it through this process and be able to participate. I thought it was so kind of him to put her through. She doesn't have to continue to worry. She goes to the finale. And I'm like, you know, you get to be one of the last people who have to take the stage. I agree with you. This season has been very different and very amazing.
And before we go and move on to the next topic, I just want to mention, did you see that one dad with the 3 kids and his wife was the basketball player? Basketball coach.
That was on the plane with Kobe.
Yes, that was so touching. That really was. I must say, he didn't have the best voice, but he connected. He connected with the audience, and what he sung, it pulled on people's hearts.
Yes.
And he really connected with the song and with the audience, which is, I'm so glad he got to go through And I'd like to
Yes.
see where it could take him. Because
Yes.
that's like, I was like, wow. He was the husband. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was the husband whose wife went through brain cancer. And, you know, he sat down and played the keyboard. And I mean, there are so many chilling moments for me where I'm just so touched. So keep bringing it. I think this is going to be an
Keep
amazing
bringing
series.
it. And I love that magician, that young Asian boy.
Yes.
He's one to
Yes.
watch out for. Watch out, Shin Lim, because he's going to be after your job.
Yes. And then I don't remember his name. We'll get some names for you. We'll put the link down below. The guy that had the poles that they would spin around him, and then he had the hula hoop. Like he had, they looked like batons, like he was twirling the batons, and then all of a sudden he would go like that and they would go by themselves. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And if you're watching AGT, comment below who you like.
Yes.
We'd
Who do
love
you
to
think is
hear.
going to make it all the way?
Yay.
Yes. Well, as you all know, ta-da, Emmy nominations occurred this week. So Rosetta is going to give us a quick little overview of what she thought.
There's some really good nominations, and I'm happy because I've watched some of the shows that they're nominating, which is great. And there's a lot of women that have been nominated.
Yes.
Which is very nice. And my one division, Elizabeth Olsen, was nominated. I'm very happy for that. And I did not know, but the Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah got nominated for Outstanding Host and in a non-fiction series or special. So it wasn't Meghan and Harry that got nominated, but the host and the cast and crew. So it's Oprah and her team that put this whole show on, this special on. But I'm telling you, I'm so glad because she, you know, Oprah, she does a damn good job of interviewing people and she knows what questions to ask. Yes. And for her to get that interview with Meghan and Harry was something special. And I thought she did a fantastic job.
I agree. I agree.
So I'm excited. And I was going to say the Oscars, not the Oscars, the Emmys are coming up in September the 19th to be precise. But what did you think of the nominations?
I also, like you, was pleasantly happy and pleasantly surprised. The actress from the show Pose with Billy Porter, she received a nomination. Cynthia Erivo, Girlfriend, did Aretha Franklin, the miniseries. If that doesn't win, these people need to pack their suitcases and go home. She did the song. She sang the songs. Wow. I mean, it's her voice. It's Aretha's songs, but it's her voice. And they gave us such insight into the life of Aretha Franklin. I mean, that's what I love about it. And then taking people in production positions and highlighting women. I was excited. So
so I'm excited to watch it to see who wins.
Yes, I am too. So we'll keep you up to date and let you know when we know the actual airing date, when it's going to occur so that you can check it out with us.
Yeah, it's September the 19th. I did mention, I saw that. So I think it's the same every year, I think.
I don't know. You know, when COVID hit, things just kind of got off the rails a little bit.
Oh, okay. But I read September the 19th. So hopefully that stays the same.
Okay. Here in Silicon Valley, California, statewide, our governor is actually being recalled, the possibility of him being recalled. So we're going to be doing an election in early September to answer, do we want to stay the course we're on, or do we want to go a different route? There are a couple of Republicans, he's Democratic, a couple of Republicans who are coming up, and they are challenging the status quo. Our governor, Gavin Newsom, is, I think he's doing as well a job as he could. The one thing that they always keep talking about is, oh, he went to Foundry when he told us all to stay home. And it's like, you know, he apologized. He said it was bad judgment. When he got there, there were more people there than he thought. His intention was to have a glass of wine with his friend who was retiring. And one glass led to another glass, to another glass. He made a bad decision. However, he has done some really good things to help our state during this whole situation. The number one Republican who is, sort of like a known entity in California is Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn is, some people know Caitlyn as a transgender who used to be Bruce. And, CPAC, the Republican conservative program was this week. And there were people there heckling her saying, hey, Bruce, you're a man wearing a dress. You're a freak. I mean, just very, very, not very caring, not very loving. So apparently the conservative environment has a real issue with the LGBTQ community. So I don't know how that's going to fare for Bruce. And then, for Caitlyn. And then John Cox is the other person, and his ads are tended more towards, I'm the grizzly bear and I'm going to attack. People in California, we're tired of mean, we're tired of attacking. What are you going to do to help all of us? What are you going to do? How are you going to make our lives better? How is anybody going to do something like right now? And this is not just California, United States, probably worldwide. There's this thing where pre-COVID and last year, you could go and buy a gallon of milk and say it was $3.27, and now it's $5.27. Things are just ramping all over the place. So we want our governor to worry about sustainability. How do we all get out of our house and get back to life? Not bring in the meanness and the anger or making it about you and what you're doing. We want someone who is for us. That's my little opinion. What do you think, Rosetta?
Yeah, I'm the same way as you. I want someone who's for us. And I believe that Gavin Newsom has done the best he can. And he did a very good job during the thick of the COVID, the pandemic. He's still doing a good job, I think. And yeah. I can't tell you enough how many times he's apologized for that one incident at the French Laundry.
Yes.
I mean, yes, you could say so many things. He's a governor. He should have known better, blah, 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 and all this stuff. But in the big picture of things, he's done a spectacular job for California when we needed it. We needed someone like him to step up and be there for the people of California, and he did it. And yeah. I'm sorry to say, but I think that I don't think that he should be recalled. So when the elections come, it's time to vote. You know who I'll be voting for. I'm still going to be voting for him because he's done the best he can. And I love the fact that he's for the people. You're right. We don't need someone that's going to be like forceful and bullying. We need someone that can stand up for we don't want that. Californians are not like that. We're very, very just want peace, and we don't want that kind of attitude. So Gavin Newsom for me, and I don't even know why he's being recalled. Sorry.
I don't either, especially since we, the taxpayers, are going to end up spending over $100 million for something that's just a waste of time. It really is. We could use that money for our schools and education, for our teachers, for our homeless situation. However, it's all about deflect. Throw up the flames and then deflect. I'm so sick of that. I just can't tell you.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about something wonderful. There is a young 14-year-old from the state of Louisiana. Her name is Zayla Avant-garde. She won the Scripps Spelling Bee contest. I think it was, today is Wednesday, maybe it was Monday. She was actually confirmed as the winner. She had so much joy when she won. I think the word she spelled was moray. And the best part about it is after she spelled the word and she knew she had won, she grabbed her face and she spent around and they shoot out confetti, and she was just engulfed in this. She is the first Black/African-American to win this, award in 96 years. And there's only one other person before her. Now, if that wasn't an aha, oh my God moment, this young lady also has 3 Guinness world records for dribbling. So she dribbles basketballs. She dribbles basketball with, like, say, different size balls plus a basketball. So she does all different types of things. So one of the newscasters, Robin Givens from Good Morning America, asked her, so is it your intention to, play professional ball? And she goes, oh yeah, I'm going to play for Stanford. Now you have to have some pretty dang good grades to get into Stanford, number
Yes, you
one.
do.
And then number two, to set your intention that that's what you're going to do. Now she won $50,000 as the winner of the spelling bee, and she's already got her eyes on the prize of coming to Stanford. So Zayla, we hope you make it to California. It would be awesome to have you as a part of our community.
It would be awesome. Save all your money. Be much more than 50,000.
Yes, Lord. That is so very, very true. So very, very true. So, Rosetta, you wanted to talk a little bit about Demi Lovato and what's going on with her.
Yeah. So I've known Demi Lovato. Well, not me personally known her, but I've known of her since she was very young. Do you remember that show, Barney? Barney.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the purple dinosaur?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
it used to come on all the time, and my son used to watch it over and over again with the reruns. Lucky me, huh? Well, she was in that show. Can you believe it? She was in that show.
No, I had no idea.
She was in that show with Selena Gomez. Did you know that?
Is that how they used to be friends once upon a time?
Yes, they'd known each other
Okay.
from Barney, and she was, I forget her name, but I know that Selena Gomez, her name in Barney was Gianna. Forget what her name was, Demi Lovato, but I've seen her grow up, and I did not know that was her until someone mentioned it. And
wow,
I've seen her, like, I think she's gorgeous. Demi Lovato is gorgeous. She has an amazing voice. I love how she's just, her voice is amazing, and she knows how her face is so cute. And I don't really care about the fact that she's gone through a lot through her life, all the ups and downs, people being, rude to her about her weight. She's gone through drug addictions, and she's now come to the realization, and she went through a lot of struggles, and this has not been easy for her, but she has a podcast now. And on May the 19th, she announced on Instagram that she identifies herself as non-binary. I didn't even know what that was. That means that she'll be using the gender pronoun they or them. So when I saw it, someone was announcing it on some show. They kept saying they and them. And I'm like, who's this they and them? And it was Demi. So I guess that's what it is. But she announced it on her podcast as well. She has a podcast, and I wanted to really read something that she had said word for word. And she'd said, every day we wake up, we are given another opportunity and chance to be who we want and wish to be. I spent the majority of my life growing in front of all of you. You've seen the good, the bad, and everything in between. So she's come to a realization that this is how she wants to be now. And I'm so, like, the reason why I'm talking about this is because so many people are still in that same position that she was many, many years and months ago, not knowing, being in that kind of like limbo position. And because she's so famous, she's been judged and just called all sorts of names. And I think that the reason why I wanted to highlight this is because I had not heard of the word non-binary or pansexual.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, had you heard of it?
I have, just because I love the TV show Pose. So they addressed a lot of the different terminologies, especially with transgenders, and, like Billy Porter, as part of the show, he would talk about the fact how young transgender men it's really sad. They're not expected to see their 35th birthday. They are being attacked. So I listen to that. And then, there are times when they talk about love who you love, irregardless. And I have young nieces and nephews who are, they talk about, they have friends and their friends just love who they love. They don't put themselves in a box. They don't want to be in a box. They want to be free. So I've heard of the terminology, but like you, it has always been sort of like it's like the undercoat. It wasn't like it was very out. Now that Demi is coming out and she's talking about it, and as others come out and talk about it, it will become more acceptable. Whereas right now, I'm sure it was very hard for her to wrap her head around, okay, I'm going to come out and say this. What is this going to do to my career?
So what does that, because I know there are other famous people that have come out as the same as her, as non-binary, like Sam Smith. Everybody knows Sam Smith, right? As the
Right?
singer. And also Queer Eye for the straight guy. The one guy, his name is Jonathan Van Ness. He came out. So
Yeah.
what does that mean in terms of, I understand what, I mean,
Well,
I don't
well,
understand, like, we like men,
they
like there's
yeah,
heterosexuals, right? That we like
right,
men.
right.
There's,
Well, they like both. And it's
okay.
not just bisexual. That's what they used to call it, was bisexual, meaning you like men and you like women. It didn't matter. Well, this new classification, it's to take away any barriers, any borders. You just love who you love.
Okay, so that's what it is. Okay,
Yeah,
because I know if I'm in this spot and I don't know about that, I'm sure a lot of other people don't know about that as well. So
yeah,
so that's good because I know now I know exactly what you mean, because I know bisexual, non-binary just means the same thing. It's a new term for it.
yeah. I mean, to me, that's the only distinction that I can see, because it's about loving who you want to love and not being stuck on if it's a man or a woman. And back in my day, that was called bisexual, because as a matter of fact, it used to be a term like you would flow whichever way the wind blew. That's the way you went.
Yes, yes, I've heard of that.
And
Yes.
yeah, so when I see it, that's kind of what I think about it. And I always remind you, I'm a Southern girl, and when I was a young girl growing up, that was a difficult thing for someone to admit, that they liked someone of their same sex, or that they didn't care and they just liked whatever. And even though I think we've come a long way in that we're talking about it, I still think it is really on the down low. It's still really something that people don't understand. And there are people who believe that if I am open, that's not what it says in the Bible. And if there's any contradictions with the word of the Bible, then these individuals are sinning. And because they're sinning, they cannot condone what they're doing or their behavior. So I think we've got a lot of work to do in that area, just to allow people to just be.
Well, thanks for clearing that up. And good for you, Demi Lovato, because that's a great thing you did, coming out. And now other people can come out. Show you're an example for other people that would like to come out as well. So that was
Yeah,
something I just wanted to discuss, because I really like Demi Lovato. I think she's amazing.
yeah,
They are amazing. I'm gonna have to say this. They are
yeah.
amazing.
Hey, well, Zoom just came out with a new release, which will now allow us to put the pronouns on our name. And I had put my pronouns and I just noticed that they're not there anymore. So they give you a whole classifications of what you want to be and how you want to be reflected. I'm a girl, so I'm a she. I also I understand he, I understand they. Now this makes me feel really good, because in the South, we never wanted to offend anyone by saying she did this, and then this person goes, I'm not a girl. And you go, oh, my bad. So we would say y'all, which was the shortness of you and all. So y'all is one of the terms that Zoom has put
Oh, nice.
as a pronoun. So I'm going to
Nice.
work on updating my, I don't know, I did it. And when I'm on my another meeting that I have, they're there, but they're not here. So
I think
I
that
just have
the
to,
reason why you don't see it is because you have to change it for every single meeting.
yeah. And I didn't realize that. So I will do that because I have lots of friends and I want to support
Nice.
them. And,
Nice.
when you were talking about Demi and, I was going to talk about something else, but I think this is really important. Valerie Bertinelli, as we all know, she has been having some issues with her weight. She was a spokesperson for Jenny Craig for a while. She lost a lot of weight. She has a cooking show. She tries to do all these things to eat healthy and to be healthy. Well, the Twitter trolls, that's why I'm not on Twitter, went after her and said, someone posted, you just need to lose weight. And she came out on Instagram and she was like, don't you think if I could, I would? What a mean thing to say to someone. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I mean, she was crying, she was emotional. And it's like, is your life so perfect that you can talk about somebody else? I think the fact that they allow people to just say things and people don't know who they are is wrong. I think that technology should catch up with people's behavior. I think if you're bad enough to say you're fat and you need to lose weight, your butt should be bad enough to put your face up there so that they know who you are. I remember, like, back in the day, if somebody would say something mean, most of the time it was one-on-one, face-to-face, or they would tell someone who happened to be your friend would tell you, and you'd go and say, well, I might be fat, but you're ugly, and we would make a big joke out of it and we would laugh. And, unlike children today, we would confront the situation and make it go away. They do these things on the down low. Valerie Bertinelli is a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman. And I don't think you should give that kind of control of your life over to anyone. We all know that you're doing the best you can with what you've got. And some people are, I have a sister and she can eat me, Rosetta, and my husband and Rosetta's husband under the table. And she cannot gain more than 98 pounds. We have tried everything, ice cream, carbs. It just doesn't happen. Her metabolism is so fast, it just doesn't work. So some people see her and they go, ooh, she's skinny, she's anorexic. So everybody has challenges. Rosetta and I just want you all to be healthy. Look for healthy alternatives and healthy actions. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Don't be mean. Don't be mean.
Exactly. That's really sad. I didn't know that she was having issues like that, but I know that she's been having problems with her weight, but I didn't know that people were being mean to her on Twitter. So
yeah, that it
yeah,
just came out. It just,
that's
it
sad.
happened
That's
today.
sad. If you cannot be man enough to say it or woman enough to say it in person, don't say it.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you wholeheartedly. So how is Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan doing? Anything new?
Anything new? They've been, wow, Prince. Yes, they've been doing a lot, and I really, really love the fact that that interview was nominated because it was so great. But there's been a lot of controversy around that, and they're just rising above all that. I think that the best thing that they had done was to move away from the UK. Now living in Santa Barbara, they have their own production, Archibald Productions. They have their foundation. They're doing all these like mini series and everything with Oprah. Harry partnered up with Oprah to do the mental health.
Yes.
The mental health is very important. Now they're doing that new series on Apple, and just love it. I mean, I have yet to see, I don't know, but I have yet to see a picture of Meghan with the new baby, Lilibet.
I haven't seen baby Lily yet. I
No,
mean, the
so
picture they used to announce it to the UK was Meghan laying in the park. So the baby was still inside. So not yet.
Not yet. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I don't know. But for me, I'm enjoying following them and watching them. And I know some people say I've had enough of hearing about them, but I like them. I do really like them.
And what do you think about Prince William? I'm not I call it soccer because we have American football. I know in the UK they call it football. After one of the matches, because I guess he is the president of that particular entity, there was a lot of very nasty racist, comments. And he came out and he says, it will not be tolerated. We will not allow this to happen. And some people were a little upset because they were like, where was your indignity when it came to Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan and baby Archie? How can you be indignant about a team and you can't be indignant about the family? So that was, that was interesting because, they always say, keep a stiff upper lip, which means you don't talk. So for him to come out and say something, I thought that, even though people didn't see it that way, I thought that was his way of saying that, no, you're not going to talk about my family, and members of my family are, Black. So you can't talk about Black and Africans like that anymore.
I think that, I think that William, I think he could have said something, but then I think he didn't want to stir the pot even more than it was already. So I think that he was clever not to say anything, because then it may have gone on to something else. But some people may have said, well, you should have stuck up for your brother and your
Right.
sister-in-law and said something. But I'm not really sure we don't know what's happening between them.
Right.
So we can't really say the reason why. Yeah, maybe he should have done this. Maybe he should have done more of that. We don't know. We just know what we know. I mean, like, even before this whole interview with Oprah, with Harry and Meghan, we didn't know a lot of things. We just knew what we knew, and what we knew was
Right.
not right.
Right.
So nobody
Yeah.
knows until he actually comes out, and maybe he might. Maybe we'll never know. We might see an interview with Harry and William one day.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I'd love that. Wouldn't that be beautiful, Oprah?
Yes. That's our submission.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So we always try and give you a little bit of update of what's going on with the coronavirus / COVID-19. I think it's 40. I think the last count I saw was 42 states are showing an uptick in people getting sick, requiring to go to the hospital. I think all of them are unvaccinated individuals.
Yes.
So if there was ever a reason for you to consider the vaccine, maybe now's the time for that to become a consideration. I know that there are people who cannot get the vaccine. And once again, everything's all political, which I think is just so sad. People, take your life back from the government. You are your own entity. Do not let the government tell you how to feel, how to see, and how to speak. So apparently, if you get the vaccination, that means you're not a good Republican. Do you not realize that all of the people who are telling you to stand your ground and don't do this and don't do that, they have the vaccine? And they've had the vaccines in their bodies since January, February of this year. So try and look at it from the perspective of taking control of your own life and working to make yourself healthy, the healthiest you can be. The sad part for me now, there was a woman that was on the air on Monday. She has a 13-year-old daughter. She believed the message. She didn't get her child vaccinated. A 13-year-old child in Alabama is fighting for her life. She's on a ventilator. So the mom said, listen to me, people, get your children vaccinated, because if I had known then what I'm going through now, I would have got my child vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Hindsight is 2020. I'm telling you,
Yeah, you always say that.
it's pretty hard. I mean, yeah, we have to do what you're right. Do what is right. Don't listen to the other people. Educate yourself and do what you need. You're right. All the people that we have heard have gone to the hospital and been very sick are the ones
Yeah.
that are not vaccinated. And they said, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, there's this other variant. And, I'm
Mhm.
like, well, it's been proven and tested that it actually helped defends us against that variant, the Delta variant,
Yeah.
both the
Yes.
Pfizer and the Moderna. And I'm
Yes.
thinking even, do they say the Johnson and Johnson's?
Johnson and Johnson is also working well. Um, Apparently, I guess a side effect or a condition that occurs with the Johnson and Johnson. 100 individuals out of 23 million have had a situation where they have had some muscle issues, nerve related issues that can impact your ability for your muscles to work. And they had a gentleman on that's in a wheelchair, and it affected him very, very severe. And he said he didn't care. He said, even though I was negatively affected, I would still get the vaccine because, I'm alive. And I think if people can just realize I'm alive and I'm okay. Um, I also know from a scientific perspective, because I used to watch a lot of sci-fi movies. If so, we had a situation, COVID-19. They came out with a vaccine. Now, if we can all get the vaccine, and we all, not here and there, and not countries that can't afford it, if we all work together, then we can stop it. The reason that the Delta variant is so, is moving more rapidly is these things start to mutate and mutate. And we have to come together to wipe it out. Just think about polio. Polio wouldn't have gone away if they hadn't have done everybody
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah. We need that herd immunity.
Yeah. And one person yesterday, I was listening to a news program, and he said, well, we're at herd immunity in San Francisco. And the gentleman on the phone, that this was a conversation between Chip, which is on KGO News Talk, and one of the individuals calling in. And Chip was trying to get him to understand, we're never going to hit herd immunity because we're not going to stop people from visiting San Francisco. Yes, our initial counts, we hit herd immunity, but the minute you throw in another 100 people, that takes away that herd immunity. And that gentleman could not understand that. And he was fighting with Chip because he was like, no, once we hit it, we got it. And it's like, no, because we're not in a bubble. We are not in a bubble. So there's always give and take. People moving in, people moving out. We want the economy to rebound. Well, what is San Francisco? It is the tourist town. So if you want tourists, you're going to have people coming in and going out.
Exactly. So like Gloria said, we need herd immunity globally.
Yes, globally. So we had a great chat. There's a couple of more things we're going to talk about. So I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Next week, we're going to talk about a young lady who is on the New York Stock Exchange floor. And Sir Richard just got back from space. We're going to talk about that next week and give you some information. As always, Ellen reminds us that she feels the love in the room. She sends it back out to everybody, even in the monitors that are on her stage. She tells them to go out and make it a great day. Share the love with all that you encounter. Rosetta and I are very, very grateful for your time. You participate and listen to us. And we want you to always, always go out and have a great day. Go out and express love all over the place. Because if we can get everybody to love one another, then a lot of the disdain and the have and the have-nots and the want and the want-nots, we can balance that out. I've seen it personally done where if everybody is doing well, I remember under the leadership of President Clinton, everybody was doing well. Nobody was jealous of nobody. and life was so much better. So it can be done. Just share the love.
Share the love. And look at me, I got the flower power.
Yeah, got the
Remember
love,
flower
the
power
flowers.
days? We all shared the love. Yeah, we had such a great chat. And thank you everyone for returning, because we love your support and we love that you are following us on our chats. Again, if you're new, please, if you liked our video and want more of it, hit the thumb icon below, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification. Ding, where's my even going? Ding, there you go. Yeah, we enjoy it. And if you are watching, you want us to talk about anything, please put it below, because we love to chat about whatever. We're open to any suggestions. And if you out there watching, make teas, sell teas, have a tea shop, we'd love to visit your tea shop in the Bay Area. If it's close by, we can drive there. The Bay Area is not that huge, and we will be featuring it in a future one of our chats. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get back together. Last week, me and Gloria were together. Next week, we'll try and get back together. But we loved our chats. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you. And remember to always
always
keep
keep
smiling. Bye-bye.